Oh hi, I'm sorry for the interruption. I'm back at it. So the situation here for Misfits, I need to kind of remind myself what is going on. Misfits snowballed their advantage from bottom. They got a couple of hooks in. It went very well for them, and then Maxo went for the gank down bottom that sealed the fate. Bang got hooked in, and Ignar is doing fantastic things, and it's working out for them big time. And this was one of the strengths coming into this matchup, was that Misfits have this wide variety of supports they can play in bottom, and the Karma is going to supply them with the Ardent Sensor. Can't have a team winning without Ardent Sensor. And right now, with Tristana's heavy advantage, taking top tower, taking bottom tower, and eventually Misfits here are going to take even more. It's going to be a very good early game here for Misfits. Far top, Huni burns the flash. You can see that Kog'Maw didn't push out bottom all the way and is slow pushing, and he's trying to make the defensive play, which makes this all the more rough for SK Telecom because they're losing so much CS bottom. It's slow pushing in, and Kog'Maw went for the decision to kind of defend. And you could argue that Huni made a mistake by trying to defend the tower, but I think in a case where he doesn't do that, Misfits just take the tower and walk away. Then SKT are wasting time regardless. Bottom wave was in fact slow pushing, and they lost a lot of CS down bottom. So right now the biggest thing here for Misfits is the fact that Tristana is super far ahead, and she's going to continue on pressuring the map. I think that the buy here for Witsend buy for buying is quite strange. DPS wise, Witsend is still great, right? And Witsend is going to shred a lot of MR, and that's going to help his teammates, so it synergizes well with his team. But the magic resistance he gains from Witsend is not that useful against only Karma and Sejuani. Sure, Karma has some damage, but I doubt that's gonna hit the Kog'Maw. I think the reasoning more than anything is to remove MR from people for the Korko. Corki finished his Cull, and I think he's basing now to get his Trinity Force. Should have enough with 150 CS and Cull procced. There we go, Trinity Force in the mid lane. SK Telecom are spiking a bit with their items now, and I feel like Misfits are gonna reach their kind of spike once again when Hansama reaches 2 items. Because as it stands right now, SK Telecom definitely have an opportunity to come back or bounce back in terms of pressure with the strength that comes out of Corki at this point in time. I think Ardent Sensor for Karma and Tristana reaching 2 items is going to be core here and key. SK Telecom with the Trinity Force and the finished Ardent Sensor on Wolf, I think they are currently stronger than the enemy team in a fight scenario. If Misfits can just hang on to their lead and not force too much during this time and get 2 items on Tristana, Ardent Sensor finished, I think it might look fine here. But, oh. They just knocked the skull in of Alphari. Take a look at down bottom. Wolf just follows the path of Faker. Faker is walking over a pink ward, and then he's just gambling that Alphari doesn't see. Picks up some fruits, and then the package is used to commit down bottom. Alphari jumps away, but he has flash, gets silenced. Like he could have potentially just flashed away here. Like if he flashes the Cho'Gath silence, then he could have potentially survived. He could have thrown another boomerang, get mega, knock the Javan away, and maybe that would have been enough to survive. But nevertheless, like Misfits have full vision topside. Corki doesn't have much other of a play, like sure Blitzcrank. Like Corki has nothing to do bottom side, right? And they spot him. Like Parvio sees Corki walking towards bottom side, and it seems like Faker's just taking a book out of the Power Evil book. He's doing the roaming, and he's definitely a step ahead of Power Evil. But the main thing here is Misfits as a team. I think they could have easily predicted this and pointed this out. They would have been in no risk to lose bottom tower. The wave was not in position, and it would have been all fine. I think Gnar shouldn't die in this case, 100%. So during this time where Corki ganked bottom, Tristana kept pushing top the entire time. Misfits also used Rift Herald in mid lane, forced SK Telecom to rotate into mid and deal with the Rift. Kog'Maw was also in mid, and cross-countering is something that takes a lot of time. You see Kog'Maw is in mid lane right now, and it's hard for him to just go top side all alone, because wherever Blitzcrank gets, he's going to just get hooked and smashed in. I feel like these chairs are killing me, man. I'm missing my gaming chair at my apartment. Okay. So once again, like the top wave gets left in such a poor state for SKT. It slow pushes towards the enemy. They want to switch the lane assignments, put Huni up top for the Drake. Tristana pushes in, okay. And then Misfits get priority on the next wave in mid lane with the help of Tristana, and then they base. And after they base, Powerwheel has TP. Tristana in the mid lane, not a finished second item yet. Ardent Senses finished some Karma. And Wolves just gets one-shotted. So let's take a look here. Like, I think it's strange that SKT just go for this lane swap thing that they go for here. They change the lane assignments, and I feel like they waste a lot of time because of it. Like during this replay, they changed the lane assignments. Cho'Gath is walking down bottom now, and then they change lane assignment in the middle of it, and then they send Cho'Gath up top for the Ocean Drake, which puts them kind of behind here. Kog'Maw's down bottom, no one is in mid lane. Maybe the mistake is also that they're walking towards Drake here instead of following the mid lane wave. Because if Cork is in mid right now, then he could have cleared the wave. But he's walking towards walking towards the Ocean Drake, and I think it's a mistake. Tristana gets the wave, and in a case where Faker just cleared the mid lane wave together with Wolf, then this would have looked a lot different. But Wolf is trying something a bit too desperate to defend the mid tower that has already fallen. And I think the mistake was from before. They lost a lot of time because they went for that lane swap and walked a bit back and forth. You know, of course they want Cho'Gath top for the Drake, but the decision needs to come a bit earlier. And I think Faker should have been clearing the mid wave already if they wanted to have any chance at defending the mid lane tower. Misfits now in a very good state, you know. Let's take a step back. Let's see what happened here. Hansama going bottom, alright. And then the TP in from behind on him with Huni. Hansama plays this wonderful. I don't think he's gonna die here if he flashes out. Should be all fine. Considering the amount of resources SKT invested into this, they lost mid priority and now it's pushing top for free. There was a big gain here from Misfits, and they should be very happy with what Tristana did here. And her lack of flash, like I'm not too sure how much it will matter. We will see. Maybe if the team fight that comes out is going to be close, and Tristana would have needed flash or something, then maybe it's big. But as it stands right now, you know, it's not that big of a deal, the loss of flash, for the amount of time that SKT invested into this. And Misfits are securing the red buff because of this, and they also secure the top push, the mid lane push. A lot of benefits to this, and Alphari now with the red buff should be able to pressure Huni. Alphari has TP advantage as well. think it's wrong here from SK Telecom that they're not in position for when the wave actually crashes in mid, but they just send Corki up top to clear the wave, so it's not that big of a deal. It's also not really Nasher time, and you know, the strength of Blitzcrank is when you are ahead and it becomes incredibly hard to actually take care of vision against the Blitzcrank. Like if you are behind against the Blitzcrank, then you know, controlling space is so easy for Blitzcrank. If he's in a position where he's standing on a pink ward and you need to face check him and check where he is at, then you know, it changes the dynamic of the game completely. And Misfits now starting to hit Nasha. I think this is my maybe a bit too premature. Corki does have package and he just goes for it. Valkyrie's out. Maybe we'll see another Ignar hook here. Faker has flash. Holy, ooh. Ignar. Mrs. bot lane is insane, man. They're playing really well this tournament. Or this series. So let's take a look again. SK Telecom, they went for the play where instead of going for midwave here, I think I just feel awkward because SKT are not contesting midwave, and I feel like the ordering of what SKT should have done is like midwave, Corki runs into midwave, kill midwave, step into top side, and then play to kill the top wave, and then at the same time force the enemy team out of your jungle and put some vision down on Nasher. And I think this would have been like the safer play, but right now, you know, they are not contesting midwave. They're killing this pink, and Karma is killing the midwave all alone against 4 people theoretically, and Corki's stuck up top, and this gives Misfits this opportunity while the enemy team needs to face check. I think the SK Telecom did have an opportunity to get priority in mid lane, but they just didn't take it. Because right now they will run the same issue over and over, where Misfits, when they are playing the macro game correct, then SKT are the ones that are going to be forced to face check to get this vision, and Tristana should get priority on side, regardless of what she's against. And Faker does this play where he uses his package into the enemy team. And then Valkyrie is out. Sejuani would lands and is forced to cleanse and flash. And then Wolf flashes to try to make some heroic play, which could have been something cool. But I don't know if Faker's play here was necessary. I think they could have waited Misfits out a bit longer and then just go in together and win it like that. Alfari also, like, he came back from his disadvantage now from the early pressure of Cho'Gath and the early kill that happened onto Gnar. And the state of Gnar is very good now, like he's gonna win split push, and SK Telecom are going to struggle against this team comp, because I feel like, you know, Misfits, the one member that needs to be fed on this team is fed. It is the Tristana, and Tristana can trade autos with both Corki and Kog'Maw at this point, and I think that matters so much. When he whiffs his spells, he's gonna get rooted up, and this is all too desperate from SK Telecom. Alright, Misfits. Misfits hitting SKT with some good shit. Alright, Peanut. What's happening? You know, it's a very tough situation for SK Telecom. You know, whenever a team loses early game this hard, and you know, being behind against Blitzcrank is very hard to deal with. And Ignar is a fantastic Blitzcrank. He set up a lot of the early game. Maxlor was there to respond. Interesting dive from Misfits, but eventually they were in a similar situation. And Misfits, together with these picks here, they secured themselves an advantage. Karma was pushing mid lane. It wasn't the same as last game when Faker was playing Galio. And all of a sudden we see the same weaknesses here in SK Telecom's early game. When they play a more standard composition, maybe like a G2-esque composition, then all of a sudden they look a lot different. I think Faker was the one that was carrying the early game last game, and this time around when he's laning against Karma, it's not going to be that similar. And Misfits with the Blitzcrank on bottom did some incredible things, incredible hooks. And all in all, Misfits is looking like a clear favorite in this game. Game 2. And some with triple items as well, another sensor. Strange to see Luden's Echo bought now as third. I don't think it's that good for Power of Evil. $11,000 gold lead. Crazy stuff. Misfits, you know, from after a game that looked so horrible, you know, Galio was being played, and all of a sudden, oh, what just happened? What just happened? How does this work? Did Faker did he try to W away, or did he W forward? Because my understanding is that Corky package gets you out of that shit. Like, you can Corky package Blitzcrank hook into the right direction, and then it'll be better. But right there, it seemed a bit troll what Faker was doing. He just ulted in, but it might be that Blitzcrank hooked him in, but I'm not too sure. Like, it looked like Faker ulted, like Valkyrie in, because I think the way package works is that no CC is gonna stop you, and Misfits equalized the game 1-1. Crazy stuff. And SK Telecom, once again, this issue with their early game is very evident. Misfits did a fantastic job in the early game, and I'm just hoping that SK Telecom don't get Galio at all in the rest of this series. Crazy stuff, beautifully played from Misfits. They got an advantage, snowballed it to the max, just like the way it's supposed to be. Let's check it out in game 3. I think some adaptations here from our boys in red should be that you know, I'm trying to remember their bands, that it was Shen and something else. The adaptation for our boys in red, you know, the biggest question mark is just the performance of their bot lane. You know, I don't know how much they can adapt when it comes to that, but the performance of their bot lane, and Peanut being so inactive, feels like he is just playing very desperately, and he's not accomplishing anything. So we'll just have to see. Let's check out the next game. Peace.